Good morning, everybody, and welcome to IGTV. This is a production of New York City Metro InfoGuard. My name is Joseph Concannon. With me today is Don Mannion. All right, Don is one of the professional trainers from Access Communications, I guess CCTV Academy. All right, and they go around the country training security professionals and others in, I guess, the background of many security operations around the country. We're going to be talking a little bit today about the corridor view. So Don, why don't you clear that all up for me? You're the tech expert here. All right, you're on live, go.
Awesome. Yeah, for quite some time we've had the view of obviously a 4:3 aspect ratio, obviously with the analog, and then when we got into the IP basic, we're able to add in more of a high def aspect ratio of the 16:9. Now the reality is now we've come along and we've added the 9:16. So people ask, well, what's the benefit of having a 9:16 and all these other formats? Well, it gives you what we call a corridor view now for hallways and anything that's narrow. Traditionally, the landscape format has been great for most applications and been the most appropriate solution for a lot of the aspects. But specifically, the sides of the image really ends up being redundant. We don't need that information. We're seeing walls or something that's just not needed. And the problem with that is, yeah, we get some great image quality with that 16:9, but because of that wasted side or that space, we're also wasting a lot of bandwidth and storage when this is recording or even in live view. So it gives you that vertically oriented video stream from the camera. And it's easy to adapt. It's not anything hard, but it just, as I said, it gives that best image quality for that specific view. And it's useful, obviously, with any modern high-def network camera that can deliver that 16:9 aspect ratio. But now, as I said, we've added that into the web interface that you can go to a 9:16. So it really, as I said, gives more of that high-quality video image with the complete aisle aspect of what you need for that type of environment. And what it is, it's simply just when you get in there, you install the camera. Maybe you do side, put it on the wall or whatever. What you're going to do is all you're going to do is move the lens itself, which is these lenses I'm talking to are specifically designed really for the dome network cameras. It's just, as I said, simply moving the lens, and then what after you do is you move it to that 90 degrees physically, and then you go into the web interface, and you're going to move it using the web interface and by rotating the image. And then, as I said, the big benefit is it gives that specific view. Now, this is not just something you have to do in the web interface. This is something that a lot of our application development partners, such as Genetec, Milestone Systems, On-Net Surveillance Systems, Exact, and of course Access Camera Station, that you can use this view also. So this is, you'll see that format specifically in the software or the video management software itself. You can do this in a lot of our other cameras, like we do have it actually in our fixed brick cameras too. But at that point, you have to actually install the camera specifically sideways because you can't change the lens per se. So it's really a specific thing with our the fixed dome network cameras right now. I'm not aware of, it was sort of something that was found, whoops, oh wow, this is cool. But now that it's become popular, a lot of our retail schools, schools that are monitoring hallways, retail where it's a nice small area where they don't need that large, wide format, these type of applications, as well as transportation, subways, and including also trains and buses as well. We've seen this on that. It's become a very perfect format for those applications.
And part of that, Don, is just a simple repositioning of the camera?
That is correct. Just repositioning the lens of the camera itself on these dome network cameras. Just moving the lens itself to a 90-degree view, and then just doing, so as I said, you have to go into the web interface and then click on rotate image 90 degrees. So it changes it
Yeah,
from the 16 by 9 to
right.
the 9 by 16.
Right. No, I got that part as well, but I'm amazed. It's kind of funny. The demand creates the need, and all of a sudden somebody says, "Well, what happens if we just turn it 90 degrees? What does the view look like then?" All right, which is kind of cool because there probably are a ton of security applications as well as other merchandising applications and things like that. Where people will want to know about this. Now, does Access have a link where people can actually go more in depth on this?
Yeah, if they went to access.com and then just click on the support up top, all they have to do is on the search part type in corridor, and there's actually several links about it as well as what cameras are covered under it as well.
All right, because what I'll try and do is we're going to put this up on the blog later on today. I'll go over to that link myself, and if there's something specific you want me to see to put in the blog entry, send me the link direct, all right? And that way I'll just copy and paste it and put it into the blog entry. That way when people are actually viewing the video, they can actually have the written part in front of them as well, and they can kind of go over back and forth on both sides. It'd probably be a pretty helpful educational tool. All right, I see you've already popped it up there. And if people are viewing it, they can actually see that. All right, so I'll reduce it right now. That's excellent.
Sorry about that.
It doesn't want to reduce itself.
I'm sorry.
There you go. Hey, listen, that's technology, and we're live here, so that's the way it goes. All right, so I've just brought that down lower on the screen for now, but we will provide that to everybody later on today. All right, is there anything else in this particular update on the corridor portion of this? So much of this of what we're reading, Don, and I'm not sure if you're aware of it or not. Maybe Randy, maybe he did or didn't tell you. I'm not sure. But we've been viewing for the last couple of weeks, and we will continue to view until the end of the year at least. The FBI has developed a CCTV best practices, and it's a very simple, very straightforward 21 minutes. But boy, does it bring out some issues. So when we're talking about the corridor view of taking the angle of the camera and turning it and going into the web interfaces and making the changes, is there anything else that comes into play there? Do you have to adjust lighting? Is there anything else that needs to be adjusted?
Well, I mean, obviously, anytime you install a camera, the minimum things you should do is look at the lighting and obviously sort of take the specifications of that camera and say, okay, what features does this camera have? Obviously, if you have backlighting concepts, you're going to want to have a camera that has wide dynamic range. Low lighting, obviously you have to look at the lux levels and those type of things. But no, there's really nothing specific that you have to do as far as worrying about those lighting other than the basics.
All right, Don. Well, I don't know where you are today in your training around the United States, but wherever you are, be well and be safe. And thank you very much for coming on and giving a monthly update. Happy holidays, by the way, to everybody over at Access.
You too.
Thank you. Bye now. All right, so that was, let me just take us off there.